Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great coloring day, or will be able to soon. I was tagged by the lovely Jazzy Doodle Designs in her Coloring Goals 2024 videos, so it's my turn to answer the questions. I'm just going to be coloring this page from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly while I do, so you have something to look at. And please forgive me, I colored this the other night without my glasses on, and now that I see it with my glasses on in the daylight, I see all kinds of things I want to fix. So if you see them as well, don't despair. They'll be fixed before I'm done. But anyway, the first question is, do you have strict coloring goals for 2024, or are you more loosey-goosey? And I will have to say I am definitely on the loosey-goosey side for sure. My goal for my coloring is just that it's fun, and if things happen along the way, that's great. But I'm mostly about picking whatever page suits me best next and taking as long or as short as I want. And if something specifically speaks to me on a page, I'll spend extra time making that happen. But usually it's just about putting color on the paper and seeing it come to life. So that's as far as I get. I mean, I have some things I want to get better at, or some things that if it does happen, that would be great. And we'll get into those more as this video goes along. But if they don't, I have been pretty good about not stressing over those and just enjoying the process. And what I do find is it's hard to color and talk at the same time. So don't pay too much attention to my technique while we're here. I tried to pick some of the easiest parts to do today for this video. Okay, so the next question is, how many pages do you want to color this year? And like I said, I don't have a strict number goal. So it's just, you know, I usually color every day. So I have an idea of how many pages I could color if I stay on track. So I have a little spreadsheet I keep on my phone because I'm a little neurotic in the record keeping. But I would say, if anything, my goal is at least as many as last year, because I colored almost every day last year, and so if I keep at least the same pace, I know I'm doing the similar thing, but I don't have a specific number that I'm trying to get to. Like the chart I keep previous years. I started doing this a few years ago, so I do kind of compare along the way to see, like, am I on the same pace as last year? Am I slower? So like, for instance, today is February 15th, and I have completed 9 pages so far. Last year, I completed 9 pages by February 12th. And this year, my 9th page was finished on the 13th. So I'm almost to the exact same pace to the day as last year. But in 2022, I did 9 pages were completed by February 25th. So I'm 2 weeks ahead, or almost 2 weeks ahead of schedule from 2 years ago. So that's kind of the only pace that I look at, just to say, I must have been busier that February, and so I didn't get as many done. But I don't have a specific goal. I guess my only goal is to have fun while I'm doing it. Okay, the next 2 questions kind of really were very similar to me, so I'm going to do them kind of both at the same time. The first one is, what coloring medium would you like to learn or improve? And the next one is, what technique would you most like to improve? And for me, they were almost the same. So like I said, I'm going to answer them at the same time. The technique in general I would like to get better at is water-soluble medium. I love the look of it, and I think it's beautiful, and I really want to learn it. And I have a few, and I've experimented with some, but what I have discovered is I hate with a passion the way it makes the paper buckle. I know some of you it doesn't matter, but it, for whatever reason, just that sound of the paper after it's been, you know, got a lot of watercolor on it, just makes my skin crawl, and I hate it. So I want to refine my technique to where I can get the effects that I like without warping the paper. And I don't want to, you know, I want to use them in my coloring books, not like learn how to watercolor on watercolor paper. I do have some watercolor paper that I will be experimenting with, like printing PDFs onto color. But I'm not going to learn how to watercolor paint. I want to make them work in my books. So I'm experimenting and learning from other colorists about what books have, you know, well, I kind of know some, you know, the books with the heavier paper are better, obviously. So, but just making that technique better. And then the materials, the mediums that go along with that I have are Neocolor 2s. I just bought a few Albrichter pencils to experiment with, and Inktense. I have a set of those that I got at an estate sale for a decent price. So I have a lot of things to experiment with, and I know that they all work differently, and I'm really enjoying experimenting with them. I just don't use them very often yet, but I want to get better at that. So I guess that would be my the answer to those two. The other thing I think I would like to, the other technique and / media I'd like to improve more is using Posca pens, well, Posca and other white pens to cover lines and then blend things in. I'm not necessarily a fan of just covering the black lines with white, which is a specific look that has value. But usually what I find when I do it, it just trades black lines for white lines, and that kind of defeats the purpose for me of blending. So I want, and I have invested in a few colored Posca pens, but I haven't really used them because I haven't really experimented. And so my goal is to learn like what pencils blend with what color Posca pens. For instance, is there a green that matches this green that if I colored this, the end of the leaf would be green and not white? So that sort of thing, or pinks on flowers or yellow on flowers, or, you know, things like that. So I want to experiment more with those Posca pens that I have. And then I watched a video, several videos a while ago on the best kind of white pens to like mark over the black. So I had got several of the ones that various colors said, this is my favorite. And so I got several of them to compare. So I kind of have an idea of those, which ones I like the best. But still, like I said, I think that's kind of how I discovered I'd really rather figure out how to blend them with colored pencils. So that's another video idea I have to experiment with, is covering over with the white lines and then coloring over those white lines with whatever pencil I'm using. Some of those white pens work better than others, so I just need to experiment more with what would be my favorite kind to do and what pencils work best to do that with. So that's another, at least one video, if not series of videos, which will come into play in another answer later in this video. But so those are the things that I think I would like to experiment with and improve, is the water-soluble stuff and then blending away the black lines with some different techniques. So those are my answers to those two questions. Then the fifth one is, what spending and or collecting goals do you have? And I guess my short answer would be as little as humanly possible. I feel like I have so many pencils and supplies already, and while I do like that endorphin rush of having the package arrive on my doorstep, that's not the most sustainable, and that's not the wisest use of my resources, and I feel a little selfish when I keep getting more stuff. So my goal going forward is as little as possible. And so something will really have to really speak to me, like be super adorable or super beautiful, or just something really meaningful to really make me open my wallet again without feeling like the collecting part of this hobby is overtaking the coloring part of this hobby. And I don't want that to happen. And I don't want to perpetuate that. So that's why I will never do haul videos, because I feel like that just feeds into that more stuff is better. And I hope all that what I just did is on screen. Sorry about that if it wasn't. Yeah, so I have a few things that are, I'm kind of eyeing, and we'll get to that in a later question. And every once in a while, I'll see something super cute on Amazon. I just found something yesterday I haven't posted yet, but I'm going to make a post here on YouTube because it's just adorable. I don't need it at all, but the container it's in is beautiful, so it might serve me to just like sit on my shelf. I don't know. We'll have to see how loudly it's speaking to me, because I've had some other books and PDFs speaking to me too, and I haven't bought those yet. So I just want to be smart. I want to stick with what keeps me the happiest, and I do just love coloring. So I can't decide. Maybe those leaves are part of that. I guess they are. These leaves, I couldn't decide if they were on the tree, so I should color them like that, or if they're part of a vine, so I should color them like that. Maybe I'll make it part of this. Originally, I was going to keep these part of that, but I think I'm going to change my mind right now. So that is the spending/collecting goals I have. I don't feel like the need to have every coloring book by every illustrator that I like, and I do. There are several that I really do like, but even those really have to speak to me too before I invest in more. If I have, there are some illustrators I have 3 or 4 books of, and those books I'll never finish because I have so many. So something has to really speak to me. Like if Johanna came out with another Christmas book, I would definitely buy that. But it's because I love Christmas and I love Johanna Basford. So, but I don't buy every book by every artist just because they drew it. So yeah. So that is my spending coloring goals. The next one is, what book do you most look forward to working in this year? And I would say probably the one I look forward to the most is the new one by Makiko Inatomi. I wasn't planning on showing it, but I will, because that's not one. It's the illustrator from the Yoruri books. It came out a little while ago, and do I have it here? Yes, I do. It's the seasonal wreaths one. I've colored 4 pages in it already in this last 6 weeks. So those are her samples, but it's just adorable. I've done a flip through, so I'm not going to do that now, but I'll leave a link below. So in case if you haven't seen the flip through, let me make a note of that so I don't forget. On this little wreath link. Leave enough of a note so I know what I was trying to remind myself about later. I'll leave a link for that down below, because it's just adorable. And so I want to do every page. Oop, I missed this one. I want to do every page. And we may. I don't know. This year, probably not, because there's so many. But that is the one that I am anticipating the most at the time. Okay, what creator goals do you have? For example, like a live stream, number of videos, buddy colors. So again, I don't have a ton of those because I don't want to stress over all of this. But some things I would like to get better at and figure out more time for. And where's my other set of pencils for the next leaves? Here they are, sorry. I would like to do more live streams just because I like talking to people. That's part of this hobby, part of the online community that I miss from my last streaming platform that I was on. I'm just trying to decide if I want this. I'm going to do these. I definitely miss the live aspect and just talking to people. And the other thing that I like to do, I've only done one of so far, is having somebody on screen with me, whether you have your face on it or just your page that you're coloring. It's just nice to have somebody to talk to during the live stream. So if that is interesting to anyone, you don't have to be a live streamer or, like a video creator yourself. You could just be a random person. And if you want to be on screen and chat with me while we color, I think it's just fun to do that. And then you can talk to each other and talk to the people who are commenting. So my goal is to figure out a sustainable rhythm for doing that, and balance that out with my regular life. And then the other one would go hand in hand with that is just finding a rhythm to make more videos more often. The last several months really have mostly just been the end of the month. The end, the completed pages for the month, which are fine. They're good. People like them. I like them. I would like time to do more, and I just haven't found a routine that works well for me. So those would be my goals. Like today is mid-February. It's a Thursday. I have Thursdays off, so you would think I could just, do it every Thursday, but it hasn't seemed to work out like that. So I just need to figure that out. And, like the Jazzy Doodles tagged me in this video in early January, and I haven't found time until now to do it. So I feel like a little behind for a year-long goals video, but it is what it is, and it's working. So like I said, it's a Thursday. I hope to get this edited and posted today, but it might be tomorrow or Saturday. I'm going to be out of town on Saturday, so I'm going to really try hard to get it out today, Thursday, February 15th. So we'll see. The proof will be in the pudding on the published date, I guess, to see if I accomplish that. But I would like to, do more color alongs and tutorials and things, because those are just fun to do. And yeah, so that's as much of a goal as I would say. I don't have a specific number of those, just that I can make some and still have it fit in with my life. And get to know all of you a little bit better in the process, because you are amazing and inspiring, and we're all in this together, and I just like sharing the journey. So that's my goal. The next one is, what new to you artist will you be adding this year? And well, to go along with, the answer previously, I don't have a ton, because I'm trying to, let me figure out how I'm going to do this one. I don't have a ton because I'm trying to do as little as possible. So I don't have many. I have a few that I've kind of have in mind, but the one that if I would have done this video last month, I would have had this person on this list. But now that I actually bought some of her things, so if the first one I would have to say is Ellie Marks. She's got I haven't seen if she's here on YouTube. I haven't looked for her here, but she has an Instagram account and an Etsy shop. And she put out this little book a few weeks ago, right before Valentine's Day, and it's PDFs, and I just love them. This book is all hearts, and I only printed out a few for this specific projects I have in mind, but these are some of them. So they have some of these big ones. So I put them upside down to fit them on this page better, but so let me turn it upside down. But they're just super adorable, because my goal for these is to, after I color them, I'm going to cut them out. So that's why some of them are okay to be upside down. And then some of them are small, so I have a project I'm going to do, and I've made them into bookmarks. I have two of these pages colored of these bookmarks already, but I'm going to save those for my completed pages video, but they turned out super cute. And yeah, I always print out 2 pages of everything in case I mess up one. So that's what these are. But these are smaller versions of those bigger ones, so the details were a little tinier, but they still turned out good. So I'll cut them out and laminate them. And then this is the one that really caught my eye in this section of PDFs. When I saw this, I knew exactly how I needed to color it. This is really the reason I bought this bundle, and then I had the idea for the bookmarks for this other event I have that's coming up. But and so I'm about halfway done, maybe 2/3 of the way done with coloring this page, but I'm going to also save that for the February completed pages video. But it's turning out super cute. I'm really excited to see how it goes. But so Ellie Marks is one that a new artist, new to me, that I have added this year. And the other ones that I have in mind, okay, where did my pencil go? The other ones that I kind of have my eye on right now would be Rada Prince. I don't have a visual aid because I don't have anything of hers, but if I have time, maybe I'll put a little screenshot up here. She also has an Etsy shop and an Instagram page. That's how I found her. And just really super cute style. Some interior, what I like, what's standing out to what I remember that I want from her is some interior scenes, and they're just cozy and cute, and they're not little animals. They might have some animals in them, but it's mostly like real life scenes, like house scenes, or like a girl in a window reading a book, you know, just, and some, I think she has like some storefronts too. I think that's her. But yeah, I just really like her style. And so I think I will be adding some of her to my collection. So Raider Prince. And then the other one that I can think of that it keeps speaking to me, and I have resisted so far, but it's The Mini Mania by Gabby Wolf. I've just seen a ton of super cute pages, and so if I add another book, or I think she does PDFs too, I can't remember. But that Mini Mania book or some of those pages will definitely, I think, make an appearance at some point. The other one that I would say is an honorable mention in this for this answer is her name is Lizzie Gass, and also I know her on Instagram, and she has an Etsy store. Mostly she sells prints of her completed watercolor, you know, of her painting, but she does have some coloring pages made, you know, not full pages, but little coloring things. But her specialty, her niche is she draws shelves of like she just posted a nurse's shelf. So it's a shelf full of like plants and books and all the tools and paraphernalia that go along with a certain profession. So I off the top of my head, she's got the nurse's one, she's got a whole page of like witches shelves, and she's got a botanist shelf, and just a whole bunch of different ones. But like I said, most of them are ones she's already painted, but she has a few that are ready to be colored in, and they're just really cute. They're just really interesting, not too intricate, but intricate enough to be interesting. I like a lot of small details, but it's not so overwhelming. So I might do one of hers. It would just be a little small one, but if she ever came out with a whole book, I would probably definitely, you know what I mean, be on my list. But yeah, Ellie Marks for sure. I really like hers. We'll be probably doing some more of hers later this year too. But the heart ones for I was hoping to get them done before Valentine's Day, but alas, I did not. Okay, do you have a book that you would like to complete this year? Yes. I would like to finish the Europa book by Rita Berman. It's been a project of mine since it came out, and if you followed me for a little bit, you may hopefully have seen my halfway done flip through that I made several months ago. So I am, of the 90 pages, I think I'm on number 67. So I'm almost there. I think I calculated something like 2 pages a month this year. I will finish it this year. It's usually what I use when I'm either traveling or like at Starbucks or something, which I try to do regularly just for my mental health. I am able to work from there occasionally, you know, every couple weeks too, so I will take that and work, you know, take a little creative break. But if I just stick with that work, you know, when I travel or at Starbucks, I don't think I'll get it done. So I might have to start doing either traveling more, which I'm open to, or I'll have to do some more pages at home just to get it done if I want to get it done this year. We'll see. Like I said, I don't want to turn it into a chore, but it would really be fun to see it finished. So I'm torn, because I want to get it done, but then I'll be sad when it's done, because it's traveled with me to a lot of places. And so yeah, you can check out that halfway done flip through to see the progress so far, and be watching at some point. And then if it's not done in this calendar year, I think definitely in the next 12 months I'll get it done. So sometime in the next year I'll get it done one way or the other. But maybe not this calendar year. We'll have to see. Okay. The other one I would like to get done is this one, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, just because it's a storybook, and it would be nice to have it done. But I don't have specific, like a specific goal, but I do pull it out every so often just to keep making progress. The last question is, what is the biggest benefit of coloring to you? And I think for me, it's just the creative process. I mean, it is very relaxful, and when you need the way that I try to color, it does alleviate stress. I don't use it as a stress reliever like a lot of people do. I mean, it's not like therapy for me, but I just love the creative process itself is just fulfilling. The choosing colors and seeing a page come from flat, blank, black and white to having depth and bringing life to it is just, it's just very satisfying to see it, to take something from almost nothing. I mean, it's not nothing because there's a design there, but when I get to the end, I'm just like, nice sense of satisfaction. And just being inspired by all of you guys, and what you guys do is also really keeps me going and is really enjoyable too. So yeah, I think it doing it alone and by myself, that's like things that I just mentioned, that satisfaction in the creative process is the benefit. But I think for me, it's a way to all the interactive portion, this online portion of it, because even if I did all of that other stuff by myself, that would be great, and not ever post it and not ever talk to anyone about it. That's fulfilling in itself. But the other component is the people that I have met, the art that I have seen, the interactions that I have had, both just in typing in comments and on videos, in the ones that I've been able to do myself and to chat with when other people are doing videos. It's just a tool for me to make this big world a little smaller. I mean, in one sense, it makes your world bigger because you're meeting people in parts of the world that you otherwise would never have been able to meet and talk to. So it does make it bigger. It expands my world. But it also makes it smaller in the sense that when you talk to people like that, when you talk to people that live in a completely different place than you and have grown up and or experienced things that you have never experienced, that you've never imagined could be someone's experience, their worldview, their attitude about things, it just it reminds you that deep down people are the same. They want the same things. They have the same goals, and you get a better sense of what's happening in the world beyond what you see in the news, because the news and different channels of news, they have a goal to sell papers or sell views or whatever, and they have an agenda. They almost all the time. But talking to real people over a hobby that you share, even when you are totally different from that person and have a different life experience, you learn how to treat people with respect, and you learn that deep down, we're not all that different. And what you see happening on the news screen might not be really what's truly happening. So it teaches you not to jump to conclusions and make and develop attitudes about a situation or about people in a place, because the governments are not their people and the news media are not their people, and yeah, so I think that was a really longer answer than I intended to give, but it's really, it is really one of the things that I have enjoyed, even before I got into this coloring world, in live streaming on a previous platform. Before I discovered coloring, it was the same there. And I just really think it's amazing. So I encourage you to meet people with an open mind and broaden your horizons a little bit. And yeah, I think that's enough on that subject. But I have really loved answering these questions. I enjoyed getting to know Jazzy Doodle Designs a little bit better and then sharing my answers here. So I'm not going to tag anyone specific, but if you're watching this, feel free to consider yourself tagged and either make a video or make a post on Instagram and tag me and tag Jazzy Doodle Design so she sees it too, since she started it. We would love to see your answers and get to know you a little bit better as well. So yeah, that's it, and I will see you all later. Thanks.